From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Winter weather warnings from Environment Canada extend from the Edmonton outskirts east to Moose Factory, Ontario, sitting on James Bay. All around Alberta's capital, there is an extreme cold warning in place, with wind chills forecasted to dip to near minus 40 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, throughout central Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and northern Ontario, snowfall and winter storm warnings are in effect. As of Sunday afternoon, Saskatchewan had received close to 30 centimeters of snow. In some areas, people are being advised to stay off the roads for their own safety. No change is expected this week when it comes to the Bank of Canada's key interest rate. Economists say the central bank will hold steady at 5% on Wednesday, with the first rate cut coming around June. Still, the No News update will be a chance for the bank to weigh in on the latest gross domestic product figures and how those affect the path for interest rates. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation says it supports Saskatchewan's fight against the federal carbon levy, even if people don't get rebates. Ottawa has said it'll no longer send rebates to Saskatchewan residents because the province has stopped remitting the federal carbon levy on natural gas. The Federation's Gage Hobrick says people are paying more in the levy than what they get back.
That's why I think taxpayers think it's so important to see that the Saskatchewan government is doing something to stop this before it gets so ratcheted up.
For its part, Ottawa says those with low incomes receive more in rebates than what they pay into carbon levies. Meantime, Saskatchewan's legislature resumes sitting today, and the province's teachers will be on the legislature grounds for a demonstration. The Saskatchewan Teachers Federation has announced a one-day rotating strike will be held Monday on the first day of the spring session as they continue to fight with the provincial government over a new collective bargaining agreement. The parties are expected to be looking at this session with an eye toward the next general election, which is scheduled for October 28th. York Regional Police, just north of Toronto, say one man has been arrested and is facing charges after allegedly firing a nail gun near protesters in Vaughan yesterday. Investigators say the accused allegedly stopped his vehicle near a protest related to the Israel-Hamas war and became involved in a confrontation with pro-Palestinian demonstrators. That is when they say he fired a nail gun. A 27-year-old man is now facing 5 charges, which include possessing weapons dangerous to the public. And finally, Ray set a new record for most wins in one night at the Brit Awards. That's the British equivalent of the Grammys. Ray won 6 awards, including Album of the Year and Artist of the Year. She also broke the previous record of 4, which was held by Adele, Blur, and Harry Styles. SZA won the International Artist of the Year, Boy Genius won for International Group, and Miley Cyrus won International Song for Flowers. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the visiting Vancouver Canucks generated just enough offense on Sunday night to edge out the Ducks 2-1 at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Zach Hyman, meantime, scored twice. Connor McDavid had a goal and an assist, and Leon Draisaitl had 3 assists as the Edmonton Oilers squashed the visiting Pittsburgh Penguins 6-1. The Oilers extending their NHL win streak now to 4 games. Over to the hard court now, where Emmanuel Quickly scored 22 points and matched his season high with 11 assists. R.J. Barrett had 23 points in the contest as the Toronto Raptors held on to beat the visiting Charlotte Hornets 111-106. And finally, it is Saskatchewan's Mike McEwen, Alberta's Brendan Botcher, and Manitoba's Reid Carruthers who are the frontrunners at the Canadian Men's Curling Championship. The trio of teams are sitting at 3-0, heading into Monday's action at the Brier in Regina. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.